Hello there. This is the Maven Analytics splitting the field data drill. Okay. You all know that I have already executed or recorded a solution video for this particular data drill, which I've posted on my LinkedIn feed. So when you go to my LinkedIn feed, this solution was recorded and posted about a week ago. All right. Maven Analytics splitting the field data drill solution video. And it is already gathered 1,130 impressions so far. All right. So go to my LinkedIn feed and play this video and get to watch and the demonstration of how I executed this solution using Power Query Editor in Microsoft Excel. All right. So in this second solution video, what I want to do is I want to demonstrate how to use Power BI Desktop to execute the same solution. Okay. So what is our objective? Your data set contains the names of all the baseball players from the 2025 MLB season, along with their teams and positions. A player qualifies for a position by starting at least 20 games at that position in the field or 5 games as a pitcher. Your task is to aggregate this data and then return a table counting the number of players at each position sorted from highest to lowest. Note, if a player has multiple positions, they will count towards each position they played. Right, let me take it again. If a player has multiple positions, they will count towards each position they played. All right, so this is an example of the raw data that we have, our input data. It has the name of the players, the team they played for, and the position they played. All right, so this is the nature of our input data. All right, we have the name of the player, the team they played, and the position. But over here, we can see that we have the 2 positions that Aaron Judge played for stacked in one cell. And our required output is to actually return a table of the positions and then the number of players that played for each position. All right, so over here, we want to return a table where we're going to have each position in a unique cell. All right, as you can see here, these are the unique teams, or these are the unique items from the position column. So we are returning the position column with the unique positions in a cell. All right, so each position must be returned as a unique item in a cell. So how do we do that in Power BI Desktop? All right, that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. Okay, so let me open Power BI Desktop. All right, so let's start by creating a blank report. So click on blank report. Okay, so these are blank reports. So now let's get the data, the raw data, into Power BI Desktop. All right, so I'm going to use Power Query Editor in Power BI Desktop to actually load data, clean it up, and load it back into the data model. So how do I load the data into Power Query Editor? There are 2 approaches. First approach is to click on Get Data, then come to the data source, text or CSV. Click the data source and then open. Or another method is to click on Transform Data, then Transform Data again. And this approach actually opens the Power Query Editor onto Power BI Desktop. All right. Now let's bring the data in. So click on the Home tab, click on New Source, text or CSV. Locate the data source on my computer. This is it. Click on Open. All right, so this is a preview of the raw data. 3 columns of data, column 1, column 2, column 3. So let me click on OK. Voila. So our data is now in Power Query Editor. All right, so before I even start the cleaning process, what I'll do is to duplicate this query. So right click, duplicate. All right, so I now have 2 different queries. I'll rename the first query as splitting the field raw data 1. Enter. Okay. I'll rename the second query as splitting the field raw data 2. So click on it, right click, rename. Okay. Splitting the field raw data 2, enter. All right, so I now have two separate queries that I'm going to work with. So with the first query, I will use the first query to execute a solution for our main requirement. Okay, so returning the table counting the number of players at each position started from highest to lowest. Okay, all right, so over here we can see that our column headers are resting at the first row, which is not right. So I'm going to promote the column headers. So I will just click on the transform tab, click on use first row as headers. All right, so we now have first column, the name, the team, and then the position. Okay, so we don't need the team column here, so I'm going to right click, remove. All right, now we can see that for Aaron Judge, the two positions that Aaron Judge played for are stacked in the same cell, being separated by a /. Okay, so this is what we are going to work on. So clicking on the position column, right click, select split column by delimiter. Okay, so what is the delimiter here? It's a /. Okay, and at each occurrence of the delimiter, click OK. So position column has been split into 3 different position columns. All right, so each column has a position that a player has played for. All right, position 2, you can see them here. Position 3, you can see them here. All right, so I am going to unpivot these 3 position columns so that I can return a table or a column with each unique position in a cell. So I click on first position, press and hold my control key, second position, third position, right click, and I'll select unpivot columns. Right, so we've returned a table with just 2 columns with the attributes column and a value. So I don't need the attributes column, so right click, remove. All right, so you can see that each position is now resting or placed in a cell. All right, okay, so this is what we want. So let me rename this column as what? Position. Enter. Oh, be right. Position. Enter. And I rename the name column as what? Players. Good. All right, so what are we required to do? We are returning the table counting the number of players at each position sorted from highest to lowest. All right, so go back to Power Query Editor. All right, so I'll click on the players column and I'll click on group by. So what am I grouping by? I am grouping the number of players by the position that they played for. Position. All right, so what is going to be the name of the new column that I'm returning? It's going to be what? Number of players. Okay, and what is the operation? Count rows. We are counting the number of players that played at each position. So I'll select count rows. Now click on OK. Bam, there we have it. So we have the number of players here and the position that they played for. All right, so let's now count it sorted from highest to lowest. So click on the drop down menu and I'll select sort descending. Bam, there we have it. So the number of players that played at position OF is 284, followed by position SP 227 players, and position RP has 222 number of players. Okay, right, when you come here, the question that they ask us is how many players make up the 3rd most popular position, and that answer is 222. The 3rd most popular position is position RP, and we have 222 number of players playing that position. Okay, now let me go back to my second query. Okay, query number 2, splitting the field raw data 2. All right, so with this query, I am going to go through the same procedure. By now, right here or in this method, what I want to do is that I want to return the number of players, the team they played for, and the position at which they played. All right, So using the same procedure, let me promote the headers, use first row as headed. Okay, you can see. All right, so here let's take a good look at the team column. Let's see the nature of the team column. Okay, so we can see that we have multiple teams in a cell. Okay, you can see that we have CHC, BAL, ATL. These are 3 different teams stacked in a cell. All right, so we're going to split this column as well. Okay, so let's start with the position column. Right click, split column by delimiter. At each occurrence of the delimiter, click OK. All right, press position 1, press and hold by Control key, click on position 2, click on position 3, right click, and pivot columns. Remove the attributes column, we don't need it, so right click, remove. Okay, so let's rename this as what? Position. Enter. All right, so let's split the team column as well. So right click, select split column by delimiter. Okay, at each occurrence of the delimiter, click OK. All right, so our team column has been split to 2 different columns. So I click on team 1 column, press and hold my Control key, click on team 2, right click, and pivot columns. Right. Okay. So team column has been split into 2 different columns with an attributes column. I don't need the attributes column, so I'll right click and select remove. Okay, so I'll rename this column as team. Enter. Right. So let me rearrange this. So now I have the players, the team they played for, and the position at which they played. All right, so let me rename this column as players. Enter. Okay. Now I am going to count the number of players that played for a team and the position at which they played. So using the same procedure with the players column selected, I click on group by, select the advanced grouping feature so I can group by multiple columns. So I'm grouping by team, so I'll select the first team here, and I'm grouping by position as well. So team, and then the next grouping will be by team. What will be the name of the new column that will be returned? Number of players. Number of players. And what is going to be the operation? The operation is going to be count rows. We are counting the number of players that played for each team and the position at which they played. So number of players that played for each team and the position at which they played. All right, so team, position, returning a new column of number of players and the counting of rows. So let's click OK. Bam. So there we have it. Okay, so we have the team, the position, and the number of players. So let me reposition the columns. So we have 7 players playing for team NYY at position OF. All right, and we have 3 players playing for team NYY but playing at position DH. We have 3 players playing for team SEA and playing at position C. We have 5 players playing for team SEA and at position what? DH. All right, so this is what I want to show you guys, that it's possible to return a table of with a number of players, the team they played for, and the position at which they played. All right, so let's load this into the data model. So close and apply. Okay, just loading the 2 queries. Okay, all right. So as you can see in the data pane, our 2 queries has been loaded. All right, so let's go to the table view and have a look at the 2 tables. Okay, so the first query returned a table of number of players and the position, and then the second query returned a table of number of players, the team they played for, and the position. All right, let's look at the model view and see what is happening there. Okay, as you can see, the two queries are here, splitting the field raw data 1, splitting the field raw data 2. Let me rearrange it well. Okay, so as you can see, there is a common column in the two tables, right? And as you can see, when I hover my mouse on the relationship line, you can see that we have position in the first query and position in the second query. So Power BI desktop has automatically created a relationship, but I don't need the relationship created. So I'll right click and delete the relationship. Click on yes. So I want the two tables to stand alone. I don't want to establish a relationship between the two tables. Okay. All right. So now back to my data visualizations. Let's try and create some visualizations based on the data. Okay. So the first visualization I'm going to create is a table. Okay. Minimize that. Okay. So on the query 1, I'm returning a number of players and the position at which they played. Good. Right. Number of players and the position at which they played for. All right. So I can go this way as well. Position, number of players. Good. So there we have it. Let's do some formatting here. Give it a title. Say number of players and position and position. All right. My favorite font, Sigo UI. Reduce the font size to 12, bold. Okay. All right. Okay. The totals, you can rename that as total. Okay. Okay. The values, increase the values font size by 12. All right. Okay. So this should be sorted from what? Highest to lowest. So just click on the number of players column and it resorts it from highest to lowest. So if we position RP with 222 number of players. Okay, that is it about this one. Now I can quickly show you how to change this visualization into a stacked column chart. So open the visualization pane. Okay, so I select stacked column chart. Okay, stacked column chart. There you have it. Okay, all right. So let's do some formatting here. We have position axis and the number of players axis. We don't want to see that. So let's quickly do some formatting. Axis labels. Increase that. Okay. X-axis, title, I don't need it. Okay. The color should be black. Font size 10, bold. That is fine. Okay. The Y-axis. Okay. Values. Font size 10, bold. Font color, black. Okay. Title, I don't need it. Let's turn that off. All right. Okay. Let's put the data labels on. Okay. Data labels. Okay. The values font size 10, bold. Okay. All right. Good. So in Power BI, this is how you use the data visualization pane to actually create a data visualization based on the data. So using the same visualization pane, let's create a visualization for the second table. So I'm going to use a matrix. So bring the matrix visualization on. All right. Minimize it. Go back to my data pane. Okay, open the second table or the second query. Okay, splitting the field data 2. All right, so right here I am returning the team, the position, and the number of players as the values. Okay, right, let me quickly enlarge this so that you can take a good look at it. Okay, so let's do some formatting for this visualization. Format, put a title on. I'm going to give it a title. Okay, title is going to be number of players, team, and position. Okay, the font should be Sigo UI, font size 12. It should be bold, font color should be black, and it should be placed in the middle. Right. Okay, so my values should be font size 10. The text color should be bold, or I can unbolden the text color, but I increase the font size should be 12. Okay. The column headers should be font size 12, should be bold, with the black font size and font size 12. Okay. Header alignment should be centered. Good. Okay. All right, so there you have it. So I've been able to create a matrix returning the team, the positions, and the number of players that played for each team. So we have team ARI, and then at position 1B we have 6 players. At the same team ARI, at position 2B we have 5 players. Okay. At the same team ARI, at position D8 we have 5 players. So for each team and at each position we have the number of players that are played for each position. So let me sort this from highest to lowest. All right, so just click on the total column here, and then it quickly sorts the column descending, that's from highest to lowest. All right, so this is how I've been able to use Power BI desktop to visualize the data on splitting the field data drill. And I hope you like this video. If you find value in this video, I want you to share it across all social media platforms so that your community can learn something from it. And I want you to subscribe and follow me for more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.